Ah, everything connecting?
Are you
Live
really
shit.
though?
Yes. Alive. Live to all platforms. It's not all platforms.
No, it's not. There's a whole bunch of them,
Not
and
on
we're not on.
Facebook.
Yeah, or what is it, Odyssey or
Definitely not on Kick.
Kick? Apparently, there's something called Mastodon.
Yeah.
What is there? BitChute.
Yeah. I forgot about BitChute. Daily Motion. We're not live on Daily Motion.
Yeah, no, and we don't. We don't have a locals account.
Nope. Man, that stuff with Kick is just getting worse. Once it's been found out that, like, yeah, this is a streaming platform made by a streamer. Well, actually, no, it was made by the people that make the gambling website that was banned on Twitch, and the streamer doesn't actually own any of this, and he's getting paid to say that he owns it. He made it.
Ugh.
And it was embedding streams to Twitch and just using Twitch's streaming. Hi, Roxette.
Well then, hello.
All right. Discord message has been sent out. Tweet's been sent out. We should be good.
All right.
Stoked.
Good. What do you think, about? Glad everything's up and working. We're set.
So I told you I had a pre-show topic, and I have remembered it.
Aha! First time for everything. Let's go.
There was a post today that I saw on Twitter that was also thank you for being here on both. Hello on both. There's a post today that I saw on Twitter that was like, hey, games from now on can just be made with AI. And this will make games better. And their argument, hey, Will, welcome to the show. Their argument was the games will be better because they won't have to crunch and devs will be able to take more time to make stuff.
No.
So, there's a lot of problems with that, but my immediate reaction was, oh, so there it is, of course. My immediate reaction was, wait, what do you mean games are going to be better? Because if you think games are buggy now, when devs are crunched and producers change their minds on things and publishers send different things down the drain that have been worked on for months and then have to add new things that completely changes the code. If you think games are buggy now, AI games would be so much buggier.
Well, it depends. If you're going that route, are you standardizing the game engine?
Right.
If you're standardizing the game engine, then yeah, maybe in the first iterations,
yeah,
might be buggy. I don't think it will be at the end of the day.
Oh no! Eventually, it'll be great. Eventually, AI art will be able to make hands right too.
Yeah, so will Rob Field.
Right.
So
that Captain America cover,
bit, right? And eyes.
Yeah,
I think it's a little bit of. It didn't quite. I don't think it's quite fair to say better.
Yeah, I agree.
I do think there will be AI games.
Well, we already have it included in games, you know?
Yeah, and I think there will be a lot of collaborations types out. There's more than one comic book where it's a human that, writes a story, but it's AI that's making the panels.
Right. Well, and
has
I think an example that's already used in gaming is when you have a roguelike. You feed the generator. It's not AI as we consider it, but it's about as AI as the generators that are called AI generators anyway. You feed all of the values into the generator, and it puts the level together for you based on the data that you gave it, which is the same in my mind as when people go, hey, I'm going to make this AI make some art, and I'm going to build exactly what I want, and I'm going to spend 7 or 8 iterations of this art making sure I get it just right. Doing plugs already? Oh, I forgot to change it to pre-show. No! Okay,
what is the matter with you?
Yeah,
I don't know.
We'll never know.
Because, yeah, I guess so. in a way, because there's, which I've always wanted it and never got it. There, RPG maker,
Yeah.
which we should probably get and make a full spectrum RPG.
Oh, that'd be great.
And it's good, but it looks. I don't think every game will be the same.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think in a weird way, it's kind of like music. Okay,
Yeah.
There are patterns and notes and things in music, and you can even use a song could even use the exact same chords and sound completely different.
Yeah.
I mean, even be boo! It didn't auto start. Down with auto start.
I agree.
Or up with auto start, but it comes out completely different. There may be. I think there will be. I think there will be groups of games that definitely feel the same, but I don't think it will go across the board.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we're in a weird time in gaming now, right?
Oh, for sure.
Because there was a time there were games that came out that were genre defining.
Right.
Or, that game created, there wasn't this genre before that game was created. And I don't know if the next step in that is VR or what, but it seems like, what are you going to do?
Yeah. No, I agree. There's a really interesting discussion in there too. And we're almost to regular podcast start time, but there's a really interesting discussion in there too, because Dr. Disrespect came out with a video this week that was just like, hey, all video games are the same now and it's boring. I want to play something different. And that's just not true, right? There are so many games that are so different from each other. But when you have an RPG, right, it's going to get compared to Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Pokemon, if you get a new monster collecting RPG like Tim was introduced, and granted the devs did part of that on their own when they said they were going to make Pokemon with this. But people automatically compare that to Pokemon, right? It's been a long time since Shadow of the Colossus came out, is what I'm trying to say. And we need something that just like, here, this is it now. This is, not everything needs to be this, but this is a new thing that just hit.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, I would probably misname things if I was trying to go. I was trying to think of it's hard for me to explain it because if you're my age, which I've been around for almost half a century, I got to experience the Nintendo. There was some stuff out already, right? There was in television. There was some real basic stuff coming out.
Yeah.
I did see the Commodore 64 coming out, but the big thing, the Nintendo really changed everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm thinking along the next one. If I was going to go just sticking on consoles, not even talk about individual games, it would have to be the PS2, right?
Yeah.
That was all of a sudden everything changed with the PS2.
For sure. Newer.
There is the thing about great games being in certain genres is that you do, Dark pointed out a while ago, you go.
Yeah. Everything becomes that.
Yeah, in a way. There's so much that gets flooded.
Like what happens with Dark Souls, right? Dark Souls 1 came out, it was a huge hit, and everybody goes, all right, we got to put Souls elements in our games. No, you don't. You don't have to. Okay, Here we go. Here we go. And I love those games. You don't have to do that too. You make your own thing. It's okay.
It was like there was a
Lords of the Fallen. Just be yourself.
Well, there was a game you had me play a few weeks back. You had me play it a couple times. I Am Fish.
Yeah.
What a simple. It's just as simple. That's its own little game, right?
Yeah, 100%.
It's not. It doesn't try to be anything else. I don't know. I don't know if I can do a good job explaining it. We need to start. But
yeah.
It's.
We might have to bring that topic back. Uniqueness in games.
All right.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey. We got some good stuff to talk about today. Where are we in Gundam? I believe we're on episode 40. I think we have 10 episodes to go.
Yeah, we have about 10 episodes. Now, look.
Yeah.
I deserve the hurry up run.
Yeah.
It's not all on me.
No, the Game Awards happened. Everything changed when the PlayStation 3 attacked. The Xbox Series S. Yeah.
It did. I think that's those. I can kind of look across those ones
Sony.
differently as kind of like almost like a group, because it's the hardware just had got so much,
Look, we only missed 2 weeks, okay? We only missed 2 weeks. It's okay. We will finish.
Yes.
Oh. No, we do. We had the Game Awards, and we're gonna get into weeks here like we always do. I know things are a little bit different than usual, because the Game Awards threw us off. But before we talk the Game Awards,
You were thrown off before the Game Awards.
I've always been thrown off. I got thrown off a horse as a child, and it's never been the same. How's your week been, sir? Why did I erase weeks to bring it back? Just please, how's your week been?
I hear you. I hear you, Will. I understand. I had a pretty good week. Really enjoyed MMO on Monday.
Yeah.
Like running around, like a couple of idiots getting lost, and killing stuff. That's what life's all about, isn't it?
I know what you mean, Waverly, but in my head, you meant watch all 50 episodes all at once. That was my first thought. So, all right, we're going to sit down. We're going to watch all 50 episodes.
That might be a bit much. That might be a bit much. I did get to we finished off True Blood.
Yeah, okay.
So I can't help it. I adore. It's not for children. It's it's not quite Southern vampire gothic,
Right.
but it's real close. And yeah, I've talked about that a little bit. Love the characters. I think it's well cast and done. But the other night we were looking for something to watch, and we watched through Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, which is very weird. It's a very weird show.
Okay.
It don't take 17 hours. Yeah. I don't want to be around Trace for 17 hours.
I thought you were going to say we'll watch Camille for 17 hours.
Yeah, yes. There's never know when somebody's going to pop up nude in that show.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, but I really enjoy the characters. Every character on there has a flaw. No, that was True Blood. Sorry, going back to that. Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday was really good. Now, if you're watching it strictly for Adam's Family, you probably won't like it.
Okay.
It's like they wrote a young adult monster series, that was put together pretty well, put together good, well cast and well written, and put the Addams Family in it.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So it's there's this weird dynamic because Wednesday, well, the world's Addams Family, and it's
right.
not. And in traditional Addams Family, it's kind of just them and their direct relatives, against the world. They expand it a little bit more, so it has maybe a little bit of a Harry Potter element to it.
Okay,
but not really in a bad way. I think it's very well cast. I think they did a great job in that, which always helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I like it. It's very they lay it on thick throughout the show.
Okay.
Wednesday is very eye rolling, cynical. Oh my God, but it's they don't try to make it. How can I put this? It's like they don't try to hide it. It's
okay.
Like, no, this is like the Addams. And the Morticia and Gomez were okay. Whoever plays, there's a flashback to a younger Gomez. Whoever plays that kid, pull it off.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of callbacks too. And it's by Tim Burton.
Okay.
And as soon as
of
you
course.
hear what they did with the theme, very nice. They kept the little da-da-da-dun, but they moved it up a few octaves and built around. You can hear it in the thing. It was real nice. It's very Tim Burton-y, and there's Easter eggs all through it. We spotted Beetlejuice on the first time through.
Okay. All right.
So it's got something through. They set up for a second season, and I think it's probably going to get one. But it feels complete. Like if they didn't ever do another one, that would be okay.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah. Like I say, they found right. It sounds and looks like Tim Burton.
Perfect. That's what you want out of it. When Tim Burton makes something, you want it to be
right.
His nonsense that is so wonderful.
Yeah, it's a weird. It's like a weird crossover that's not a crossover. I don't know what it would cross over into, and it was funny is we just got through watching True Blood and and it could have been made by the same people,
right?
Know? It felt the same.
So what you're saying is it's in the Burton verse, the Burton cinematic universe.
Yeah, if you take it, yes, it is. All right.
Oh, that's been such a good title for the podcast.
I think it's cast superbly. The writing is very solid. It's weird. It's kind of like it's like a young adult after school special, but with adults in mind.
I got you.
Again, I don't know, but it's good. I say it's worth a watch.
Okay,
I'll watch the whole thing through. Yeah, I think some of the actors in this, in years to come, we will see them definitely in other things.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Only good thing. But how was your week, sir?
Well, my week has been kind of simple in a lot of ways. I put 70 hours into Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Okay, so that was your week.
I mean, that's just Ava. That's just Ava, you know. Yeah, I am almost into the final chapter of that game. I have my last hero that I'm recruiting right now. I've made it through chapter 5 and chapter 6. It is a very, very good game. It's a lot longer than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Chapter 5 alone is the length of a regular RPG, I would say.
Okay.
I spent like 40 of those 70 hours just in chapter 5. But I'm also doing side content. You may say, Trey, if you're staying up at night to be able to beat this game for review for Game of the Year, why do the side content? Honestly, it's because the side content's so good. Like, as soon as I got that first side quest that was, like, better written than some games I've played, I went, I should do all of these before I review this. So, it's real good.
That's cool, because if we sat here and thought about it, it's probably, everybody's probably played a game where it's had a side quest, but probably a lot shorter, but a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot better than the main quest goes. But do not say Velociraptor.
Velociraptor! I did almost buy a Diplodocus outfit this week. I didn't, but I almost did. But yeah, it's a very good game. I think that the hour count is probably going to push a lot of people away from it, which is unfortunate, because I've crossed 100 hours now, and I'm still in the second to last chapter. But I also have just this one last side quest to do, and then I could do more if I wanted to do ascension quests, retake, for classes, but I'm probably going to save those for post-game.
Okay.
I really need to see the end, and that's not just because I have Digimon Survive and Warhammer 40k Darktide breathing down my throat, and Chained Echoes just came out, and Crisis Core Reunions just come out, but also because I just want to see the ending now. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see how this all comes together, and Xenoblade games have a long-standing tradition of the final chapter completely recontextualizing everything in the game, and that's what I need to know. I need to get that. I need that recontextualization because I'm loving it, but I need that final cherry on top that just lets everything fit.
All right. Didn't you tell me that game has a Game Plus?
Yeah, New Game Plus in there, and I'm gonna be playing through it sometime next year, because I want to get all the jobs leveled up and get all the stuff figured out. Okay, I'm going to spoil this one thing. I'm going to put Spoil Naboo up because this is partly why it's 70 hours instead of like, hey, I'm done with the game. There's a Blue Mage style job in that game that I unlocked a couple days ago where you have to go and beat specific boss monsters to unlock their skills. And that Blue Mage job is also tied to the best side character in the game.
Okay.
He's a pirate captain.
Okay.
He's so good. He's so good. I don't want to spoil stuff here. Trust me when I say I will talk about him in another video later on. But absolutely, Waverly. But that Blue Mage job is super cool. Hurry up, Trey, now. That Blue Mage job is super cool. And it immediately made me go, okay, well, I gotta at least do some of this. And so I did, and it's very strong. So, I'm loving that game. There's a Irish healer girl that you can recruit, and then you can get her like story and stuff. And it, again, try and de-blur here. Again, that side quest is better than games that have won Best Narrative before at the Game Awards. Buddy. I will have a video just talking about my favorite side quests in Xenoblade. There's no doubt in my mind. Top 10 side quests in Xenoblade for sure. That's great. One last thing for my week, and then we'll flip back to Rundgren for Merlin. The external hard drive, you might go, well, Trey, you're talking about you just been playing Xenoblade, you haven't been making any videos? Well, the external hard drive died, and wasn't able to edit anything because of that. You say, what do you mean you can't edit anything? Well, the outro, all of the imagery that you see in the videos, all of my presets in Premiere, all that stuff is on the external, which in hindsight was a mistake. But it's fixed now, so we're back and running. I'm going to record a first impressions after this and edit it, but there was no point in recording anything when it couldn't get edited. So when I say that to get those Game Awards reaction videos out, I had to manually pull up a video in 4K of our channel just to get the outro, record in an OBS, and then manually scrub out the recommendations from the end. It was like 10 hours of work just to get those 3 highlights up.
Oh, man.
When it would have been maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah, if you only had that saved on like an external hard drive or something.
Yeah, So it's back up and going now, so we're good.
All right.
I'm sorry there's been no videos. There will be. There's still been videos. You still got stuff to watch.
Yeah.
But please go ahead. Let's talk about the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Yeah, we watched So we watched Merlin. Now this is a Merlin. It was a part 1 and part 2. It's a 2-part movie. I think it came out. I can't remember what year it came out, but it was kind of like the crew from Hercules and Xena doing the Merlin King Arthur thing.
Okay.
There was that time of those divine computer graphics.
It was the OneDrive did the external. What's next? The SSD, I guess, is next. Hopefully not. Please continue.
They did hit all the highlights of the Arthurian legend, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit picky about that, but they did okay. They hit all that. It was a very different it was a different take on the Arthurian story because it was from Merlin's perspective. You got the story from Merlin.
I got you.
Before and what happened during Arthur's reign and all that. I think one of the neat things is a lot of the faces in there. I'm talking about the Wednesday show and the casting for the Wednesday show. I think a few of those can go on and you'll see them doing a lot of other things. A lot of the faces that look very young in this Merlin series. It's I liked it, but it's like made by sci-fi. It's not, the special effects aren't the best,
right,
on that. But a lot of the faces, and a lot of the people you see in it, and a lot of the names that have to do with that, were in, they're all over stuff later on. I'm not gonna give you examples right now, but you'd see their faces later on. It's in fact, I think one of the ladies saw it was in True Blood as well. Anyway, I think it's worth a watch if you just want a nice Arthurian tale, just to sit back and kind of become numb on and just to let it play. I don't think it's anything. I don't think it's it's not going to win any awards or anything. But the characters were cool and a little bit overblown. A little bit overblown. That's what I thought about Merlin.
You're welcome, Will. You're welcome. My dad, just real quick before we move on, my dad asked me, he was like, "Son, I know it's the end of the year. You're doing the game of the year stuff, right?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What you been working on?" I was like, "Oh, Xenoblade." He's like, "Oh, what kind of?" It's like, "It's an RPG." He's like, "Oh, how long you been playing it?" Like, "About 100 hours." He's like, "Oh, that's been a while then, right?" I was like, "Nah, I did 70 of it this week." And he went, "Why is this your job?"
Right.
All right, let's get into reviews.
Right. All right.
Oh, that's okay, Faith. We're just glad you're here. You came in just in time for reviews.
Right on. Trying to build a cabinet. Yeah, sure.
First up for reviews, we have, and I need to put up our ice cream.
Where's the ice cream?
Of course, Waverly won last week, but now take your name off.
The ice cream is supposed to be up, Trey.
It's up there now. Our first game is Dragon Quest Treasures.
Oh my gosh.
Now, this is the game that Yuji Naka got arrested for insider trading.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's a lot. That's some big actors right there and actresses.
Yes. Yeah.
I know, Will. I know. It's a lot. Yeah. I'm hoping to finish it tonight or tomorrow.
The
87 out the gate. Okay. I haven't even explained what kind of game this is.
I'm gonna go 79.
Okay. This is, of course, a new spin-off title in the Dragon Quest franchise. Not a new mainline game, but a new spin-off. It is made by the same team that used to make the Dragon Quest Monsters game, Dragon Quest Monsters Joker, things like that. Originally, we thought it was going to be a mobile game, but it is a Switch game. So it is not tied into Dragon Quest Tact at all. But, Dragon Quest Treasures. Got some scores.
What kind of game is it anyway?
Push the button.
29, 87, 80, 89, 83.
It's fair, Waverly. The answer is 74.
Okay, it's got low. There's what? Why don't you Dragon? There's a 372nd Dragon Quest game. Or game with Dragon Quest in its title.
And like only the 7th we've actually got over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more than the 7th, but it feels like it, Chad. These games come out all the time in Japan, and it's a national holiday when they do. But we only get a quarter of them, if that. The last 2 Dragon Quest Joker games you have to import if you want to play. And you can't import 3DS games and play them on your 3DS game, like your US or NA, UK, any of those 3DS. You have to get a PAL 3DS. So dumb.
Yeah.
All right, I do have some reviews for you, though.
Okay.
Hobby Consolas says you'll have a great time playing Dragon Quest Treasures, despite being a spin-off, recycling music from other installments. I don't think that's a bad thing, personally. I'm just saying. And being something simple, you will feel that you are facing a title of the saga with fresh and fun mechanics, thanks to the recruitment of monsters and the search for treasures, in addition to the wonderful translation and design of Akira Toriyama.
Okay. Okay.
And then, due to some stuff we'll talk about in a little bit, I'm going to not read from this outlet, but they did have an interesting thing. And instead, we're going to read from RPG Gamer and say, Dragon Quest Treasures is a fun game for those looking to just wander around a Dragon Quest world and dig up treasure. Longtime series fan and those who used to deeper ARPG systems, combat systems might find the game to be too feature light, though, with a dearth of monsters being the primary culprit from a series with more than 1,000 to choose from. Oh, it's ad time.
Ads. Thank y'all. Thank you very much.
Time. Thanks for watching the ads. It supports us monetarily.
Right?
Okay, I will reread that one for you then, chat.
Yes, please do.
RPG Gamer says, Dragon Quest Treasure is a fun game for those looking to just wander around a Dragon Quest world and dig up treasure. Longtime series fans and those used to deeper ARPG combat systems might find the system a bit too feature light, though, with a dearth of monsters being the primary culprit from a series with more than 1,000 to choose from. Welcome back.
Okay.
Also, like, why? If you have...
Yeah.
I've played so many Dragon Quest games. Their monsters are some of the best parts. Why not have a bunch of them? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But there's also this kind of flip side, as we're joking about how many Dragon Quest games there are. You have, when somebody says, if you Dragon Quest, if you have any gaming history, you've got a picture in your mind.
Yeah.
You know.
Slime Knight.
Yes.
Saber Cat.
Yeah. If you played it before, maybe a golem of some kind, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard. I feel like they've tried new stuff with the things, like when the Wii came out, they had the motion one and some other things.
Yeah.
They never, at least here, never hit. I'm gonna go with 76.
We got a 79, a 70, a 75. And you said
76.
76. Okay.
Yeah.
7 would be pretty low, especially for a Dragon Quest game. But there's at least one that deserves it. And it's Treasure Cruise. Treasure Cruise.
72. Okay. So
the answer is 64%.
Okay.
This one didn't do so hot.
No, I didn't.
It's a shame because I love Dragon Quest. But and I love monster collecting games. So I'm gonna pick it up when it's cheap.
Well, how many times have we done a game that's got a series, that's been around forever like this, keeps coming out, as at least one of the reviews stated, well, for fans of, if you have been doing this forever, then, if you play
but like, for instance, if I pull up Dragon Quest Monsters, the original, and I look at, they have a list of the monsters here. Because I can play that game again in my mind. The first Dragon Quest Monsters. That's how much I played that game. That game's in my top 25 of all time. I adore that game. Here we go. List of enemies in Dragon Quest Monsters. we're looking at, I can't see the scroll bar. And that was on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah. I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20, just in the slime family alone.
Ugh.
So, yeah. I'll try it for myself and see what I think, but,
Yeah.
you know, not excited at the idea of there only being a few of them.
Yeah.
Next up, we have one that both of us are excited for, I know. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion.
86.
Okay.
I'm going to give it an 86.
For anybody who doesn't know, this was the PSP game that has been up-resed back up. It's still incredibly, based on gameplay that I've seen, still uses the PSP engine, but it has been completely rezzed up. And the gameplay's been changed. They've changed a lot of stuff. I do want to specify, as we see the reviews numbers coming in from the guesses, it does have something in-game called a battle pass, but it is not what you're thinking of when you hear it, and it was very unfortunately named. You can't pay any money. There's no, like, hey, it's just as you complete missions, now you get rewards. Whereas the PSP game didn't give you a reward for completing missions. So if you hear that referenced from our reviews tonight or any others, that is not what you think it is. Why did they name it that?
We got some solid scores in here.
Yeah. So let's go with
99.
Let's go with press start. Oh wait, right. I'm sorry. You're right. Oh, I'm getting excited.
Yeah, we're all set in. You can do the
Go ahead and push the button.
Hit the button. Turn it green. Give us the score. We're waiting patiently.
The score is 80.
Okay. It's a little bit lower than I thought.
A bit lower.
Yeah.
Press start says, not quite a remake, but well beyond what's expected of a remaster. Crisis Core Reunion is exactly the kind of reverent and carefully considered re-release that fans of the original deserve. Not everything from the 2008 iteration holds up equally, but the updates are plentiful enough that it hardly matters. Whether you manage to catch on the PSP or you're diving in for the first time, this is without a doubt the definitive way to experience the excellent prequel to Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds like they enjoyed it. That was excellent.
Hear rain? Also, I actually don't hear any rain right now, but I did hear rain earlier.
All right.
Digital Trends says Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion offers a perfectly suitable way for fans old and new to the experience. Fans old retake. Fans old and new to experience a crucial chapter of the RPG series' rich story. All of its upgrades are welcome and necessary additions for a remake as faithful as this. They just don't do much to help an aging portable game whose flaws only stick out more when disguised with the illusion of modernity.
Okay. I'm gonna go 78.
Okay.
Hey, 79 in. 77.
Say it slowly so there's more time for everybody. The score is 82%.
Oh man.
Dartboarding around it. But
yeah. Yeah. So they get it higher recommended than the actual score they gave it. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it all comes back to it is still a PSP game.
Yeah.
It plays on new consoles. It looks great. It's got better controls now, but it is still that game. Right. And if you are somebody who cares more about story, the gameplay, or somebody that cares more about that universe, then it's not going to bother you at all. It didn't bother me playing it on PSP, where it definitely controlled worse. But it is something to keep in mind. I do want to mention, too, real quick, there was another game that Review Embargo dropped today, but the reviews, it dropped. When I say it dropped today, I mean it dropped like an hour before the podcast. Reviews have been coming in over the course of the podcast. I've been double checking, but I think we're probably going to save it to next week.
Okay.
That way we have the full purview of reviews. If it's a game, I guess I should say the name in case people are like, well, I only buy games based on your reading of reviews and scores and stuff, which is a weird decision if you do, but hey, you do you, I guess. But High on Life is gonna have to wait till next week. So if it's one you're interested in buying and you definitely want to hear from us, then just save your money till next week. Yeah. I don't know why you would, but
and if you need a review for it, Dark.
Yeah, I believe Dark is reviewing it
this week. Yeah, will be will you be doing it Thursday? I
think so. The full spectrum of reviews. So, just keep that in mind. It is made by the creators. Yes, we will be covering that next week. At the start of the podcast, going out today probably. Okay, there you go. At the start of the podcast, there were 4 reviews. There are now 10. I expect that number to go up dramatically by next week.
So, hey, okay, before we're going to, or as we're doing announcements, can she put in where that can be found?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, I didn't know if Nightbot
drop a link. Nightbot might, but I can override it.
Okay, all
right. Drop a link, Dark.
Okay.
We might go long depending on how this next part goes. We'll see. So, in announcements, Nightbot only hates you. That I can guarantee you that is not correct. If there was a Nightbot equivalent on YouTube, instead of me having to go back through and manually removing things, I can approve that. That's no problem.
No. Back off.
It auto-deleted it. Okay, hold on. I will repost it myself.
Yes, please do.
There we go. There we go.
Yes, there we go.
No, it Nightbot hates everyone equally. Change his name. So, in announcements, let's talk about the Game Awards. And this will be a little bit different from our normal announcement stuff because we're going to talk about the Game Awards as a whole, how it went, what our thoughts, things like that. This will be where we slot in that discussion. Couple things I wanted to shout out real quick. There's a lot of misinformation about what's going on with the kid that came up at the end. It is almost impossible to get a good read of what happened there because the kid won't break character in any interviews that he's in. Some people saying he's I don't even want to get into it too much because we're going to get demonetized, but some people saying he's like a right-wing nuts job, and some people saying that it's all satirical and he's just trying to get his message out there. At the end of the day, somebody came on stage at the end of the award show and got far too close to people they shouldn't have been able to get that close to, and that's all there is to that.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. So starts at 10. Or be on at 10 on the SML. You got that? Yeah. Yep. You overrode that. Starts at 10, 9 Eastern on Thursdays.
There you go.
Usually on Thursdays. Last week. Okay. On Tuesday. And 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. Last week. Okay.
Don't blame you.
All right then. Cool. Thank you, Dark.
If you want more information about that kid, Tracian Schreier's made an article. There's videos by Penguin Zero, Moist Critical, and Ludwig, of course. You can find Young Yam made a video. You can find information on it if you want, but all of it is still not clear because the full story has not yet rolled out. So just that's where we're at on that. I thought I had a smoking gun on this kid Sunday, and come to find out, no, actually I did not at all. None of it was provable, and so it's all just hearsay. But
Okay.
Another quick thing I wanted to mention is that Pedro Eustace is the flutist that was shown off during the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Flute guy, as the internet has called him.
Yeah.
And he has become pretty crazy. We ended early, so we got to see that guy. We didn't get to see the arrest. The stream ended for us while we were watching it. Right after his, you're right, flautist. I'm sorry, thank you. Right after his call out to Bill Clinton. That was the last thing that we got to hear really from the stream. But he has been interviewed after the Game Awards, and I want to just call out a couple of this real quick. Also, thanks Faith for sending me this interview. Missed it otherwise. But he specifically talks about how he just really likes playing music. It's his joy. He says, "What's that?" Yeah. You can tell, can't you?
Yeah. No, he was enjoying himself. He was grooving.
He was. He was asked what video games he likes to play, and he says, "I hope people don't mind. I cannot but speak the truth. I come from a generation in which my video games are me playing my instruments and playing music deep into my craft. I might be the only dinosaur in the whole history of humanity that doesn't play video games." He did want to give a special shout out in his the storm. I can hear it raining here now too. If he says that he wanted to give a special shout out to Horizon's music, to Xenoblade's music, to Genshin Impact's music, and he's done a lot of work in music before. Nice. This whole interview, I'm going to link it here in the chat by The Verge, and then I'm also going to put it in the description if you want to read it. It's very nice. He goes into like why he started playing music, a very dark part of his life where he lost his daughter, and he was able to pull back out of it. But he just has a lot of energy, and I wanted to read this one quote here before we move on, because I think it's just a really nice quote.
I don't know if he might have invited that himself. I think that
he did.
Might have been, he did.
He did.
If he did, it's probably the area that the flute sits in. So you'd have like a tenor flute, maybe.
Yeah.
Or, or maybe like an alto flute.
Well,
so it's kind of the pitch that it would be at.
Right. And Xenoblade 3 specifically uses a lot of flute, and they made new flutes to have a different sound just for Xenoblade 3. So he made this flute to be able to play both those flutes' melodies.
Okay. Okay.
It's pretty crazy. This guy's super talented. But they asked him basically what he thought about the arrangement for the Game Awards. And he said, "When I first heard the arrangement of this medley, I feel like a fish in the water. I was like, I'm going to ride this thing from here to the moon."
Nice.
And it's just really cool. So, I want to give him a special shout out, Pedro Eustace.
That's cool.
Anything you want to say about the Game Awards before we hit this list of games?
Not really. I mean, I think they did. I think overall it was a pretty good show. I really did enjoy the mashup there of the songs from this year's games.
Yeah.
I think that was a high point in that. Christopher Judge, I'm really glad they really put a lot of emphasis on voice actors.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good to see that. And Mr. Judge winning the award.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. The God of War swept almost everything.
Right.
Except at the end. I don't know. And on one hand, one part of me is like, these award shows are really kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a reason for that though, Dark. Jeff kept bringing it up during the show, but Steam was giving away a Steam Deck every minute.
Yeah.
So those speeches got stretched out.
Yeah. But it's good to see some of the people behind the scenes get recognized.
Yeah, I agree.
I love movies and stuff, and I love some of the actors and actresses and such that pull off these great roles.
It's not Dr. Pepper. It's red, but it's not Dr. Pepper. Trust me.
Right.
I wish it was.
But there's a long list of people that usually don't get too much credit behind that.
Yeah.
That bring that character to life.
Right.
Depending on the shows, you got stunt people, writers, makeup. There's just so much behind it to bring that character alive.
It's not a Dr. Thunder either. I also wish it was Dr. It is a diet soda. It is a store brand diet soda. And I bought a 12-pack, so I'm going to drink them. They're not very good. No, I agree. I think that was really nice to get to see. Yeah. I think one of the big moments for me was when Christopher Judge was talking about names, and he named like producer, director, and then just started naming random people from the studio.
Right.
Like, that doesn't happen. On those award shows, people get like the big names get said and that's it. But he just started naming people that he respects in that studio. It was like, all right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I do. We're gonna get there, Faith. We're gonna get there. So the way that we do this normally is we work our way down the list of announcements, and if we have anything big we want to say about them, we say something about them. Some of these we'll probably not have anything to add at all, but some of these I think we'll have some stuff to talk about. But they came out swinging with the first announcement.
Yeah.
Dead Cells return to Castlevania.
Yeah.
Richter and Alucard are going to be in Dead Cells. I'm happy.
Right.
Vampire Survivals Mobile was announced after that, which I've played a little bit. It's pretty interesting. The way that we're going to get there, Will. We're going to get there. In Vampire Survivors, which is like $5, you on PC, right? The regular one. When you die, that's the end of your run, unless you have revives that you gathered throughout the course of the run. On the mobile version, which is free to play, when you die, you can watch an ad to get one free revive, which is how they balance that out. And it's not, we got a name change. What's it going to be, Roxanne? What's it going to be? I'm ready. Okay. All right. The best part is it's that for all like highlights, anything like that. It's changed for the rest of the show. Very nice. So it's a good way to play that game, I think, especially if you're interested in it but don't know if you want to buy it. I wish it had cross save, but it doesn't. But it's pretty cool. And the watch an ad to revive can change your run, So
yeah. And that sounds pretty standard. Watch this ad.
Yeah.
So they make the money.
Then we got Valiant Hearts coming home. It's coming to mobile. Seems cool. Returnal's coming to PC.
Okay.
We got the announcement for Hellboy Web of Weird.
Yeah.
Seems all right. Yeah. Would have loved some gameplay, and that's going to be a thing that comes back over and over again tonight.
Yeah, a lot of it was that. Man, there's so much stuff that looked good, but it was all so much. It was just teaser, right?
Yeah.
Not a lot of. Well, what are you going to actually be doing?
Yeah. And there's one later on that I'll bring it up at, but there were many streams after the Game Awards by the companies making the game showing gameplay. Then why not cut a gameplay trailer, man? Come on.
Yeah.
Fall Guys Gears of War crossover got announced, but they didn't actually show any of the skins or anything.
Yeah.
Which is really weird. Past Trauma was shown. That seems fairly interesting.
Yeah, it did.
Viewfinder was showed off. Seems okay. Taking pictures. Atomic Heart was shown off. Really interesting, trailer. Don't actually know what that's going to be yet.
Well, that was one of the ones that we had looked at before.
Mm-hmm.
We had a little more background on that one. That seems a very interesting game. I don't know.
Yeah. That's very true, Faith. We're going to get to that game, too. We're going to get to Armored Core. It's coming. It is. It's pretty much a BioShock in Russia. Yeah.
It is.
But when I say I don't know what it is, I mean that, Ken Levine said so many times he doesn't really want to make BioShock again. and yet that's all he's been doing. So I don't know if maybe this is going to be something surprising, or if it's just more of, I don't want to do this, but it's what I'm good at, so here we go.
Well, I've enjoyed playing all the BioShock games. They've all had a little twist in them, and I can definitely tell it's made by the makers of BioShock.
Yeah, 100%.
But I really like the aesthetics of it. Nice.
I agree.
Yeah.
Nice. Scars Above was next. And again, if at any point I don't remember one of these games, it's not a slight to the devs. It's I was making these notes on the fly.
Yeah.
While some of these were just going by.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ken Levine. Relic Hunter's Legend was shown off, and I think this was the only trailer that I was just like checked. Oh, there's one more coming up later that I just checked out partway through.
Yeah.
It looks too much like every other game in that genre. It's got that mobile look to it. It's, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be good when it comes out on its own. Maybe, but we'll see. Among Us Hide and Seek was shown off. But that's also happening. But Ken Levine's not spearheading that. He's spearheading Atomic Heart, and then somebody else is spearheading Judas. Hide and seek mode for Among Us, that could be cool. After Us was shown, which seems fairly interesting.
Yeah, that was an interesting looking trailer.
Replaced was shown off. That looked all right. Street Fighter 6 was shown off, and it didn't look all right.
No, it didn't. It had, on the 3D pictures, it had like Tekken 3 graphics.
Yeah, I don't understand what they're doing. They showed off the cover for Street Fighter 6. It's just Luke on the cover, which is like, yeah, sure, okay, I get it. You want to push Luke as like the new main character for this game, but it's like Luke going like, it's like, okay, look, guys, can we just no?
Yeah.
Could you try and make it look appealing, please? Please. I love Street Fighter. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels really weird to have a Street Fighter where they're not pushing any of the core characters. The closest one to core is DJ. And DJ's like, don't get me wrong, there are people that love playing DJ. I don't think anybody would say, yeah, when I think about Street Fighter, DJ is the first one I think of.
Right. I don't know. You're going to keep calling it Street Fighter and keep going with it. It seems like who the core characters are. And it, and like a Tekken game, you keep some hidden. They're the new characters you unlock.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the problem, Dark. When you're going on, hey, here's Luke, who was like a DLC character for 5, and DJ, who's been in the series for a long time, but is not like A-lister. You can make him an A-lister. You absolutely can make him I would not be upset with DJ being an A-lister at all. But he does not have the series potential and power behind him that Ryu, Guile, Chun-Li, Cammy, Ken, Blanca, Bison, Vega, Balrog, all of those have, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a weird one. Speaking of weird ones, though, Hades 2 got announced, and I'm stoked for this. First time Supergiant's making a sequel.
Yeah.
I had my problems with Hades, specifically towards the end. Chun-Li's the name you think of. I understand. I think of Bison. But, of course, Jury. Who could forget Jury? I'm really stoked for Hades 2. I think that this is their chance to, like, really not step up, because Hades was still a very good game. It made my top 10 that year. It's very solid. But to take a step further with that idea, right? Of, hey, we've got this universe already set up. Now we can really focus on the fundamentals and make it feel even better. That's my hope. Then we got Judas that was shown off, which, of course, as we just talked about, is a Bioshock-like. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it did.
Then we got Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, and the Lost Demon shown off.
Yeah, which I think on the stream I mentioned, it kind of feels unnecessary.
Yeah.
And the way it and the gameplay, that one did show gameplay.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know, didn't feel Bayonetta at all.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I guess it'd be nice to have an origin type story, but still it was weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough.
After Bayo 3, I don't think story is what they want to focus on with Bayonetta, and I think they missed that boat of people going, yeah, the story's the worst part of this game. After that was Suicide Squad killed the Justice League.
Yeah.
You know, it looks all right. Party Animals was after that, which is like a Gang Beast style game, but with a little bit more options, looks like. Seemed cool. The Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the sequel to Fallen Order.
Yep.
Looks interesting. I'm not against it by any stretch of the imagination, especially if it fixes some of the very small complaints I had with Fallen Order. Earthblade, all it really showed is Captain Boomerang. You know, it's CG trailers, right? It was the night of CG trailers. Sorry, my sinuses are going crazy.
Captain Boomerang is one of the Flash's greatest. No.
How does a guy who can run faster than the speed of sound ever get hit by a boomerang? Another Fallen Order game. Really hoping plays the Dark Sister. A lot of people were. Don't know if that's going to be the way this goes or not. Looks like it's probably just going to be Cal, but we'll see. After that was Earthblade, which, you know, that looked all right. I wasn't against that. Dune Awakening, which I got a lot of questions for. I know you do too.
Yeah.
And time again, it is about that time.
I love the Dune saga. The Dune trilogy, the original trilogy, ends up really weird.
Yeah.
But I really, really like it.
Yeah.
But it hasn't been pulled off in media before.
Right.
And a Dune MMO has been discussed since MMO, at least since a couple years after EverQuest.
Yeah.
So a while.
It is. It's focused on Cal from the looks of things. And I don't dislike Cal, but among Star Wars protagonists, I don't know where I'd put Cal. Probably pretty low. Not because there's anything wrong with him, but just because he's kind of forgettable.
Yeah.
It's the hero's journey, but he's not as interesting as Luke, and he's not as twisted as Anakin, you know?
I'm kind of leery of Star Wars stuff.
I understand.
Just what they, and the biggest red flag for me is the movie posters in China. So
yeah, I got a single ad. Nice.
Okay.
He's very boring in my opinion, which is a shame because the writing in the first game is actually pretty good. Yeah. It's just, we're gonna get to Armored Core. Well, it's just what can I say?
Yeah.
After that was Death Stranding 2. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying we don't actually know if it's Death Stranding 2 or not. The official title is DS2.
Yeah, okay.
And it's very Kojima.
Yeah.
Actually, this is 10,000 years in the future.
Yeah. The Death Stranding 2 that was a surprise for me.
Yeah.
That was probably the biggest surprise of the whole thing. I did not expect that.
Look, me neither, man. By the time they started playing BB Stadium, I was like, wait, what? So, pretty stoked for that. It does look like he's probably mixing Death Stranding and Metal Gear Solid. It looks like he's trying to add in more of the combat elements, because Death Stranding itself has a lot of forced combat, but the combat engine in Death Stranding is not great, because that's not what the game's built around, right? So the forced combat sequences are very difficult. It seems like this trailer has a lot of combat in it. So it looks like it's probably going to be trying to blend the two together, which I'm not personally opposed to, because Kojima's a madman. After that was Immortals of Avium, which also, I mean, it didn't look bad, but it didn't knock my socks off,
Right.
Then we had Tekken 8, which I feel it also didn't knock my socks off, but not because it was bad. It looked what I expected like Tekken 8 to look like, you know?
Yeah. Could be for that
FPS magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
First person. Yeah, Tekken 8 as between the two, between Street Fighter and it, I think Tekken definitely had a better showing.
Oh, for sure. There's not even a question in my mind.
Yeah.
Then we had Nightingale shown off, which is a really interesting looking open world survival game.
Yeah.
My girlfriend loves that genre, so she's stoked for this one. I don't like that genre, but this one actually seemed kind of interesting. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Okay.
Baldur's Gate 3 was shown off after that, which looks good. We didn't get to see any gameplay, but we got to see a cinematic trailer. A guy broke a mimic. Does that count as breaking a mimic's back?
Yes.
He broke its jaw, which is also its back, right?
Yeah, I would. Wait, did he break the hinge across the thing? I don't know.
Because he
I don't know.
ripped it open. I don't know. That's a whole different question. Wayfinder was shown off after that, and this one I'm legitimately excited for. This one feels like a really cool mix of Journey and the Pathless in a way that I'm very stoked for. When he ripped it in half vertically, that would be a feat. Just
I have to watch it again. See how I tore out of it.
Fire Emblem Engaged was shown off after that, though only like very briefly. Didn't get like a full trailer or anything. But it's cool. It's got DLC coming before the games come out, which happens all the time now, and I hate it. But you can pre-order the DLC. Technically, mimics aren't just chests. No, they're the creature inside, right? And they've taken the chest as a house.
Yeah, they're like hermit crabs.
Yeah,
but not. Anyway,
Sky Aurora was after that, and that seemed fairly cool.
Yeah.
Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores was shown off after that, which is the VR experience. PSVR 2 exclusive. Again, I'm not gonna buy a PSVR 2 just for Horizon Burning Shores.
Right.
Blue Protocol was shown off after that, which looks really interesting.
Yeah.
I like the way that looks a lot. It is like a Genshin style.
Yeah, cel shaded.
Yeah. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Then we got Remnant from the Ashes. Oh, sorry. What's that?
Was that the only MMO announced?
Technically, I guess the open world stuff like Dune and Nightingale are MMOs, but like I think it's the only one that's like a pure MMO.
Okay.
Remnant from the Ashes 2 was announced. I liked that first game a lot. I'm down for another one. Transformers Reactivate was announced, but we don't know what kind of game it is.
Yeah.
Just, hey, we're making another Transformers game. Transformers Reactivate. Behemoth was announced. Seemed okay. Banishers Ghosts of New Eden is certainly a name, but I'm vaguely interested. I'll sneeze again. I'm so sorry, Chad. Sinus scissor.
What is it with you, man? What is it with you? And the sneezing.
It's my nose. After that was Space Marine 2, which is the one that I was talking about earlier that had a gameplay stream immediately after the Game Awards. Why not just make a gameplay trailer?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Couldn't afford it.
Right. After that was Meet Your Maker, which is really weird, interesting looking game. I liked the way that looked a lot.
Yeah.
Then was Crash Team Rumble.
Yeah.
Why did they waste that time to have the Crash mascot come out and then
I don't know.
Get ghosted on an old school telephone?
I don't know. It was a wee bit cringy.
I don't know what the point of that was.
No.
Also, like, it's a MOBA style party. Don't know if you're into Banishers, you like the concept, but if it ends up being a Witcher-like game, not sure if you're up for it. Don't want a big open world out of it. I understand. Flintlock-like game. It's not ringing any bells for me, but
Okay.
My brain wants to say Greedfall, and I don't know if that's what you mean or not. Because I don't think it's Flintlock. But after that was The Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah, the game that won't go away.
Look, I will Greedfall. Okay, I was thinking, I will commit to beating this game for review right now on this podcast. But I will not hold back if it's bad. Normally, when I play a game that I absolutely hate, I struggle to review it, and the review does not come out on the channel. And instead, I just talk about how much I don't like the game on the podcast. Because I don't like putting out a review that is just, like, super bad.
Okay.
If this game is terrible, I will still review it. It will be the first, like, super negative review.
Okay. You have given your warning, sir.
Because even New Gundam Breaker, I still, like, had some positive things to say about it.
Okay.
After that was Crime Boss Rockay City, which looks interesting.
Yeah, and the biggest thing for that, the cast they got in on it. That seemed to be their selling point for that.
Yeah. Balan Wonderworld. That was a special case, sir. That was a special case.
Yeah, they have that seemed to be, they were pulling some names.
I'm gonna read this next sentence to you, and I want you to tell me what it is because they didn't explain it during the show. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Atomgrad Raid.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and I don't care.
They adding a raid to Call of Duty because, like, hey, I mean, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's gonna be another DLC pack. I just hit my desk.
Yeah.
After that was Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, which is the first Cyberpunk DLC.
Yeah.
Seems cool.
So the patches they put in it should have counted as DLC anyway.
Yeah, they probably should have. They basically made a new game. What did my desk do to me? Nothing. But next was Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon.
Yeah, that seemed okay, I guess. You seemed a little excited about it.
Let me clarify something here because I got some comments. Technically, the last Armored Core was not Armored Core 5. It was Armored Core 5 Verdict Day, the multiplayer game that came out, along with Armored Core 5 that came out afterward. So technically, the last Armored Core game that came out was Armored Core 5 Verdict Day. Okay. Thank you, comment section that gives me the actually thing all the time. Appreciate you.
Get it straight. Get it straight.
But look, I called this front mission at first because I was so frazzled, okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm stoked. Yes. And I do want to mention an interview has come out with From Software about this game. And the interview has gotten into how, look, just a quick aside here. Interviewers, you got to calm down, man. You got to calm down. You got to relax. The first time they told you it's not going to be like a Souls game should have been enough. So this interviewer kept trying to hit them with, like, so what have you learned from Sekiro that you're going to be using here in this game? Well, nothing from Sekiro because it's not a Souls game. Well, are you going to be integrating any things from Elden Ring in here? Well, no, because it's not a Souls game. It's an Armored Core game.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that had to happen a lot.
Come on, people.
But no, it's a brand new Armored Core. It's going to be focused on what Armored Core does. Single player mostly. There will be a multiplayer set that you can do in there, but it's mostly a single player game. Just playing Armored Core, man, and I'm stoked for it. I don't need it to be like Souls. I was hoping it would just be Armored Core, and that's what it's going to be. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if you wanted an Armored Core Souls game. Guess what? Souls exists because Armored Core exists. The Moonlight Greatsword is literally in all of the Armored Core games for the most part, except for 3. So, like, just go play Armored Core, and you'll go, oh, I see where they got the inspiration from Souls from.
There you go.
Anyway, I'll get off my high horse there. Rocket League has a crossover with the Lo-Fi Girl.
Yeah, that was interesting. I thought that was kind of a funny thing.
Almost cries. I held it back this time. I am legitimately super stoked that Armored Core is back. We never thought it would come back because like the Souls series did so well. Why would they bring back Armored Core that wasn't selling well and was very niche when they could keep making these really popular games that sold millions of copies? Well, because they were passionate about it too, and that's all I need to know. Miyazaki loves it too. Then we got Wild Hearts was shown off, which was okay. All right.
Yeah.
Dynasty working on this, please. And then the last big like trailer that we got for the show was Final Fantasy 16. Had a full like gameplay trailer and a release date of June 22nd.
Yeah. I know there's some people that are reluctantly excited about it. But yay, a new Final Fantasy. I've been putting a lot of time into 14.
Right. And it was announced PS5 exclusive, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
That sucks. I don't want to play that on my PS5. I want to play that on my PC. It's 2022. The game's coming out in 2023. Why are new Final Fantasy games not coming out on PC?
I bet it will eventually.
They will. They're saying a year exclusivity, 12/31, as Faith has just put in, into the next year. But like, why?
Money.
Yeah, unfortunately. Announcement wise, that's where it ended.
Yeah.
But we did have. How dare you possibly take away COD? Sony, let's take away Final Fantasy. Pretty much. We did want to talk about the winners for a little bit here and the categories. And I believe you had the score. Do you still have that?
Wait, no, we guessed correctly. We got 12.
12, okay.
Out of 28.
Yeah,
now,
okay.
we didn't vote on all of them.
Right.
But we did get 12 correct.
Now, I have the list here of what won.
Okay.
Figured I'd just do a quick rundown of that.
Go for it.
Best adaptation was Arcane.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Good show.
Most anticipated was Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, no surprise.
I'm skipping the esports categories again. It's no offense, esports people. Content creator of the year was Ludwig.
Okay.
Who, by the way, just did a chess boxing tournament that he hosted.
Okay.
So, hey, if you're interested in that, there you go. Best multiplayer game went to Splatoon 3. Best sim strategy game went to Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. The fact that Triangle Strategy wasn't even on that list still upsets me. Best sports and racing went to Gran Turismo 7. Best family game went to Kirby and the Forgotten Land, a single-player game that you can't play with your family.
Yeah.
Best fighting game went to Multiverses, which is a party game.
Yeah.
Best RPG went to Elden Ring, which of the Souls games is the most RPG, I guess, because there's like almost free build variety, but also it's still not an RPG as far as RPG terms are defined by most people.
Yeah.
Stop pushing it in there because you don't know where else to put it. Best action adventure, God of War Ragnarok. Elden Ring could have gone here. I'm not saying it would have won, but it could have been nominated here instead of RPG. Best action game, Bayonetta 3. Sure. Innovation in accessibility, God of War Ragnarok. And again, both of us mentioned this on the stream. Our biggest problem is they didn't actually talk about what the innovation in accessibility was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love to know.
That should be a little more defined. Yeah, let us know what you've done. Mm-hmm. Share it.
VR AR was Moss Book 2. Community support was Final Fantasy 14 Online. Best mobile was Marvel Snap. Best debut indie was Stray. Best indie was Stray.
Yeah.
Best ongoing was FF14. Games for Impact was As Dusk Falls. Best performance was Christopher Judge, God of War.
Yeah.
Best audio design was God of War Ragnarok. Best score music should have gone to Xenoblade, but it went to Bear McCreary for God of War. And I just want to throw this out here real quick. I'm not salty. I'm not salty. But Xenoblade has 140 soundtracks in that listing, 140 songs that were written just for that game. The vast majority of them are variants of the boss fight theme that mix in individual bosses' themes into them, that play natively as you go through the cutscenes. And if you go into your chain attack, it changes the theme again so that it alters the theme to be the chain attack variant of that boss's variant of the boss theme for those special type of bosses. And the game does all that. All those songs were written with the help of these 2 flutes that were personally made to be able to change the way that the soundtrack sounded compared to any other game that has flutes in it, so that it's a completely unique soundtrack made just for this game, partly made by Yoko Shimomura. And it just
wasn't good enough, Trey.
It just gets snubbed.
Just wasn't good enough.
The worst part is they don't even on the best score music nominees for this list, they have the names for everybody except for Xenoblade. Anyway, best art direction went to Elden Ring. Best narrative went to God of War Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
Best game direction went to Elden Ring. See, I held myself back when they gave that award. I didn't do it then. I was saving it for now. Okay. I didn't want to bring down the entire video. Best game direction went to Elden Ring, and game of the year went to Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Which was a surprise.
Yeah, with all the awards, God of War had won for that. I thought it would take that one too, but Elden Ring got it.
So overall, what do you think about the Game Awards?
I think it was okay. There's, except for there at the end with that kid, it went pretty smoothly. I think the performance, the live music performance, both sections were definitely my favorite part.
Yeah,
I wasn't too
that
worried
one
about
before Diablo. I don't know. Yeah.
That's cool, I guess. But we
didn't even talk about Diablo because it was just a cinematic trailer. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, but I thought it was good. I did enjoy it.
I think enjoy it. It's the best Game Awards we've had in a long time.
Yeah,
I don't think that it's anywhere close to what I want it to be, but it's better than it has been, and it gives me hope that little by little we will get closer to. There were more developers that were brought out to talk this time. There were more moments of like, hey, let's talk about things we love in video games, as compared to just, hey, let's talk about this new Samsung TV.
Right.
So, hopefully it'll get even better. Now, as we move on, because we do have still news to talk about, we have one more announcement. Be a Halsey fan. I don't even think it was like that she did a bad job, because I don't think she did. I think she did a fine job. I think it's that they didn't announce that she was coming on stage, really. They didn't say what was going on. They had her sing and then went straight into the trailer.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what's happening right now? Oh, okay, I guess this, okay. And now here's a trailer. All right. For a game I kind of don't care about. Okay.
Yeah.
Felt like they were running short on time, so they cut down her introduction, which is, if that's true, that's an insult. Next up in announcements. Speaking of insults, let's talk about Gundam Reconguista in G. The movie has finally gotten a trailer, which means the movies are finally coming. And Rundgren, my favorite thing about this is you have no idea what this is.
No, I was trying to. I know what a Reconquista is.
Yeah.
That's not that. That's something that happened in history, right?
Yep.
It's not a favorable time in history. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know what a Reconguista is.
So, Gundam Reconguista NG is a Gundam series made by Yoshiki Tomino. It is the weirdest Gundam series that exists.
Okay.
It is extremely polarizing.
I guess they just did an NG, a Reconguista NG for Gundam, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
This was supposed to be Tomino's return to Gundam. He hadn't written a Gundam series in a long time. This was supposed to be his return to Gundam, was Reconguista NG. It was plagued with development problems.
Okay.
You've seen Yoshiki Tomino at his finest, right? With First Gundam and Zeta Gundam, you have seen him with very little oversight.
Yeah.
Imagine 20 years went by, 30 years went by, and they went, hey, let's bring back the guy who hasn't written Gundam in a long time, and we're not going to put any chains on him whatsoever. We're going to let him do whatever he wants, and it's going to bring back that flair that he had with First Gundam and Zeta. Except maybe some people need to have some restrictions placed on them to make them right within the confines of a story.
Yeah.
And so Reconguista NG is kind of a nightmare in a lot of ways. These movies have been in production for almost 7 years in an attempt to fix Reconguista NG.
Oh, gosh.
Gundam G-Reco is not... I'm not going to say it's not good, because there's some cool stuff in there.
Okay.
It is almost universally hated.
And look, when I say NG, that's G measure. That's a happy key. You know, it's happy.
Dark, have you not seen G-Reco, Dark? G-Reco is so strange. Yeah, Age is different. Age is a different way, right? Because Age is a different writer. Age is, hey, what if we give this novel writer an attempt to make a Gundam series? And the novel writer bit off more than he could chew. I love Age, but Age is a very different beast from G-Reco. But it is also mostly universally hated. So these movies might fix G-Reco. I don't think anything can. But that's, you know.
Okay.
Movies are coming. We'll get to G-Reco. That's going to be a fun watch. I can't stand G-Reco. I really cannot stand G-Reco.
Okay.
A lot like the Ariel, the current anime. I mean, sort of. The G-Self is a really interesting Gundam, but that's all we have for announcements.
Yes.
Let's kick off the news with our old friend Yuji Naka. Because he's been arrested again.
Okay, so it was insider trading the first time?
Yep.
And he's been flat out, he's been arrested again. Different charge.
Would you believe me if I said it's not a different charge, though? It's a different charge of the same thing because he did it again.
All right.
And this has led, him being arrested the second time, has led a couple members of his team that worked on Balan Wonderworld to speak out. Apparently, Yuji Naka, the reason that Square Enix let him go is because of his treatment of the Arzest team that was making Balan Wonderworld. Remember, Yuji Naka tried to sue Square Enix after they fired him. We assumed after he got arrested the first time that they fired him because of the insider trading.
Right.
That's probably not it. Because apparently, according to, and again, this is just according to these employees, they could be lying, but I don't see why they would. Because we know the way that Yuji Naka talked about the Sonic team back when he was working for Sega. If you don't remember, chat, Yuji Naka specifically, in a room full of people that he thought couldn't speak Japanese, said that after they finished this game, they should fire all these people because they're all bumbling idiots. But all those people had learned Japanese so they could listen to Yuji Naka's direction.
Yeah. Wonderful guy.
So these devs have come out and said that he gave strict orders to the team and to Arzest. He demanded that all staff work weekends every week. That he wanted a 1 to 2 month delay and not to pay Arzest to work during that delay. That he reportedly told the team that it's okay, we'll delay the game for 2 months and Arzest will keep working on it and we just won't have to pay them when it's done because we didn't tell them to keep working on it. They will just have assumed that we wanted them to keep working on it. And then was accused of power harassment through email, that he would email people telling them new things he wanted them to do. And when people got upset, he would send emails asking them, why are you all attacking me? Now, again, this is all just alleged.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
that you can get people will put in extra work for you, not for no pay.
Yeah.
That's off the table as far as I'm concerned. But people will put in the extra work for you if you treat them right.
Yep.
You know?
I think we finally have the reason why Balan Wonderworld is a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Because nobody working on it wanted to make it.
Right? It doesn't sound like they had a good time. It's weird because that comes through.
Yeah, it does. It 100% does.
You know,
May all his bacon burn 100%.
You can tell when you watch a show, you know, that if the cast get the longer they don't, it comes through. They might be great actors, but it still kind of comes through. Hey, they had a lot of fun making this.
Yeah.
You know, you can almost feel it. I don't know. That's sad.
I agree. We'll wait till the ad's over, and then, Chad, I'll give you that sentence back. I think we may have finally figured out why Balan Wonderworld is a dumpster fire, because nobody wanted to work on it. That was working on it. And apparently Arzest was expected to do work for free, so, I mean...
Yeah, that's no.
So...
No.
That's Yuji Naka.
Yeah. Don't treat people like that.
Nope. And while we're talking about mistreating people, let's talk about an outlet we're never going to cover reviews on this channel for again, which is Nichegamer is a plagiarist.
Why?
So I need to set this up because I don't put that as a title in our discussion thing there on screen lightly. I understand that has... Like, that is an accusation.
Yes.
But it's because I have overwhelming proof to show that it's true. So Gematsu, another video game RPG or video game review site, put out a nice little thread here that is, hey, basically just, hola folks, this is the last time I'm doing this, so please bear with me, but it appears the wonderful Nichegamer continues to grab content from Gematsu. And at first I was like, oh, well, this is just a fight between these two sites, you know. Yeah. But then I looked at his proof, right? Which is Gematsu made a article on Genshin Impact. And in their article on Genshin Impact 3.3, talking about the new update, they said the new character known as Wanderer, they accidentally called him Animo instead of Wanderer. This reviewer slipped up, trying to type it all out. The now deleted article on Nichegamer makes the exact same mistake in the exact same part of the article. How strange. This led this reviewer from Gematsu, who'd been alerted to this, to look into the rabbit hole here, as it were. And their post on Star Wars Jedi Survivor used the exact same AI upscaled version of the Steam banner that the Gematsu reviewer created. How'd they get that? They made a post about Akiba's Trip Undead and Undressed Director's Cut back in October that has a copy-paste on Nichegamer of the press release that Gematsu themselves translated because there is no English version. Not they read it off and gave credit, not they retyped it themselves. They just copy-pasted it.
That's pretty weak.
It gets worse, though, because in Darius Burst CS Core and Taito Sega Pack, which is a Japanese import, right?
Yeah.
In that, there is a link to Gematsu in the quotes because they link to their own website on their site. So they literally just copy and pasted without even checking it.
Oh, man.
And it's not like these are, hey, external link to Gematsu giving credit. This is part of the way the Gematsu website is built. When you reference another article, it auto-links it.
Yeah.
I understand, Roxanne. Man. It happens. So, yeah. It's pretty clear. And Nichegamer's response to this was, lol, you're just jealous that I'm the reason why Elon Musk, the now owner of Twitter, follows us and is friends with us. All while you sit around copying and pasting the same press releases we get and then accuse us of plagiarizing.
These are all time-stamped, right?
Yep.
It's
irrefutable. It's irrefutable. Which is why I'm not afraid to put that on there.
Yeah.
But just their response being, you're just jealous that Elon Musk follows us. Is like...
That's not an argument. You know, if they have misrepresented you as player, put up the timestamps. Show your work. You know? It shouldn't, if it's not true, it shouldn't be that hard to refute.
Yep. Now
that's ugly.
Specifically, the owner of Nichegamer has come out and said, hey, I'm not sure why this happened, but if it happens again, let me know. There's no reason this should be an ongoing issue. While the PR person is saying, you know, hey, well, we're the reason why Elon Musk follows us, and you're just like, it's both sides of the mouth saying different things.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So
PR people are inherently evil anyway, so.
Yeah.
That's ugly. That's ugly. That's not. Do your own work. You know, this is not. Because it's not, you know, being. It's not being inspired by. You know, you didn't say, hey, first reported by.
Yeah.
You just straight up stole. And there's it's lazy to do. And it's even lazier not to credit it. It's just a bad situation.
But it's so easy to do too. It's so easy to credit.
Right.
I read off directly from that article from The Verge earlier, and it's let me just copy paste this real quick. There we go. Credit given. Said who I got it from. Let me read this directly. Here we go. You know?
Yeah.
Why is that so hard?
Yeah.
Should you pre-order the Nightingale? Well, that's up to you. It's a good kit. I guess. I haven't built it myself, but it looks good. I've never heard that one, Faye. But, no, it's a mess. And not all the articles are deleted yet either, so like...
Yeah.
Finally for news. Pre-ordered then, I understand. The FTC... And this would be the biggest news of the week if we had more information about it. The FTC sues to block Microsoft from acquiring Activision.
Are they suing under, do you know if they're suing under monopoly rules?
That's what I'm trying to find out, but there's not a lot of information about it.
That's the only reason I can think the FTC getting the Federal Trade Commission.
Yeah.
The FTC getting involved is they say, no, that company is going to be too big for competition.
Okay, they are in fact suing for monopoly. Specifically, they're saying that their goal is to, or they believe that it is squashing competition in the niche market of, how is this worded here?
I don't know. You're reading it.
Well, they've got they also sued Facebook, but that's a whole separate thing. So I'm trying to make sure that I have the right one here.
Fair enough.
The deal would allow Redmond Wash, the tech giant that controls Activision, to suppress its competitors in gaming were it allowed to continue. And that is their goal, to stop that.
Okay.
It would foil Microsoft's ambitions to become a heavier hitter in the gaming industry.
Yeah. I mean, that Microsoft Activision, that's going to be a big chunk. As we know, Activision's got a litany of problems.
Yeah.
And it's not cleared up today.
Yep,
right?
Still not cleared up.
Still not cleared up to this day. I don't know. I don't know if that lawsuit's going to hold. Now,
we'll have to see.
Well, it may, because Sony, there is a Sony of America and there is a Nintendo of America.
Yeah,
but they're subsidiaries of Japan, of the Japanese company.
Okay, I have a quote here from Ollie Vidova, who is the FTC's Bureau of Competition Director.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Microsoft has already shown that it can and will withhold content from its gaming rivals. Today, we seek to stop Microsoft from gaining control over a leading independent game studio and using it to harm competition in multiple dynamic and fast-growing gaming markets.
See, it seems it's kind of, you can't make Call of Duty for Xbox like Dark's saying there.
Right.
But can effectively make it for Sony only.
But there's a different thing there, though, which is, they're not an American company. Sony's a Japanese company.
Yeah, not saying it's fair at all.
Right, I agree. Yeah, I believe all of them should be held to the same standard. But the FTC can act here, and it can't act there, other than just to block Sony sales in the U.S. entirely.
Yeah, the trade of from Sony and Nintendo, that actually is going to be, that's ran through Congress, not the Federal Trade. The Federal Trade Commission is just the United States.
Yeah.
So,
and I get where the FTC is coming from here. Microsoft, if they acquire Bungie through this, will have the market share, the corner, because Activision also has EA backing them for the most part. They're in a lot of partnerships with them. So they'll have the corner market on shooters.
Yeah.
But, I guess I don't know, I think it's just shooters really, because they mentioned Candy Crush as well. But Candy Crush, while incredibly well going, is also not the only mobile game that's really popular either.
Both companies have bought many devs. I don't think it's a fair rule of the world, but money talks.
There's another aspect to this that is being skipped over, which I'm not trying, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to defend the FTC here either. I think that, everything should be available on everything if I had my say. But the FTC has been getting a lot of complaints lately because of all the acquisitions and them not regulating anything. And I think this is their attempt to try and save face.
Yeah, maybe so. Of course, also, both the FTC, the FCC, if you want to go with it, a lot of the letter agencies, and, our Congress that we vote for. We don't get to vote for the people in the letter agencies. There are lobbyists paid for by Microsoft, by Nintendo, by Sony. They are paid. Their job is to go sweet talk and do favors for the people in power. Like I said, I don't. It's not fair. Not happy about it. But right now, it's what it is.
Yeah, I think the funny thing to me, and this is just a very personal funny thing to me, is that the fear is that they're going to have the corner market on shooters, when realistically Microsoft has had the corner market on shooters for the longest time, and it wasn't until Battle Royales that changed, because Killzone was not a Call of Duty or Halo competitor that it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Want to do. That's what they want to do.
Making it where all games that come out have to go to all consoles to sell in the US. I don't see how that's going to line their pockets, though, because I'm with Rungren on this. A lot of people are getting paid off to make sure stuff happens. And I'm not saying that's what's happening here. I just don't think that is anti, hey, I want my pockets lined if I take that stand. Much as I think it would be the best choice.
Yeah.
But that's our news for the week. Again, if we have any more information about that, as soon as we can, let you know. They are suing Meta specifically with Facebook as well over their lockdown on VR, because in the US, they bought out all the other big VR companies. So it's just Facebook VR for United States VR. Sony PSVR 2, I guess, is coming, but that's not United States. So
yes, they should.
Oh, for sure.
For sure they should.
Everyone should be doing the right thing.
Big chasm between what they should do and what they do. I said do.
All right. Let's throw it over to Rungren's Corner. And chat, just a heads up. I know that a lot of you, they don't anymore, Dark. I know that a lot of you watching on YouTube check out at this point. Not because you don't like Rungren's Corner, but because you don't care to listen to the end of the podcast because you got all the news. You want to stick around to the end on this one. Trust me. Please go ahead, sir.
All right. Well, as usual, I'm going to start out with a happy birthday to Amy Lee. She was the singer of Evanescence. On that.
Oh, okay.
Very, very powerful voice.
Yeah.
Pre-ordered G and Nightingale. Very nice.
Nice.
All right. Very nice. All right. I got a couple of stories for you tonight.
Okay.
Have you seen anything in the United States? If you watched any kind of or kept up with politics at all, you've probably heard the phrase, don't California my Texas.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm also don't Florida.
Yeah, don't Florida my anything.
Yeah, don't Florida my Texas, right? But this one kind of caught me off a little bit, all right? So, police in Texas were summoned to a business to remove a very unusual trespasser.
Oh, no.
A 6-foot alligator. Alligators give me the creeps. They will eat you.
Yep.
But apparently, in the small town of Lufkin, officers Caleb Forrest and Christian Ibarra responded alongside animal control officers Carol Cintula and Alicia Holman when a local business called a report an alligator had found its way inside the property's fence.
Of course.
Yes. Now, there is video to this, and it's a little bit funny because the police show up and they don't know what to do with an alligator, right?
Yeah.
The animal control shows up, and it's like, I was watching through the video, and it's like animal control shows up, and you got these two guys and these two women. They got to stop and talk for a second, and then they go at it like, okay, now that we got it figured out, we're going to do it. And they catch it. It was safe. They caught it safe and alive.
Nice.
They're not sure where the alligator came from.
Sewers.
They believe that there's a couple of small lakes. Now, if you know anything about Texas, we don't have any natural lakes. Every lake in Texas is made.
Yeah.
We got lots of rivers, but don't have any lakes, right? But there is a small
New York City, that's fair.
At the zoo, they have a duck pond, and that lake does have gators on it, so that's their best guess.
Yeah,
but
that would make sense.
They've managed to catch it safely.
How did it get out?
I don't know. With the sewers of New York City, yeah.
I'm just imagining it put on a coat and walked out with a little hat on.
Yes, the whole Florida, my Texas. We don't need loose alligators around here. We got
Spider
problems
gator.
Then I found another story that I thought was really cool.
Okay.
And maybe laugh. And this is actually comes out of California.
Okay.
So, now, Southern California has lots of animal control. There's exotic animal laws and things like that.
Right.
And rules are rules. They have them over what you can keep, what you can have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a little girl named Madeline, she wrote a short letter. She wrote, "Dear LA County, I would like your approval if I can have a unicorn in my backyard if I can find one. Please send me a letter in response."
That's really cute.
And they did. The director, Marcia Maeda, she sent a letter back. They sent her a pre-approved unicorn license, a little heart-shaped tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, with an actual, action license tag.
Awesome.
Says she can put it on her toy unicorn until she finds a real one. But I thought it was really cool because the director put down 5 conditions in her letter.
Yeah.
Right? She said the unicorn must be cared for in compliance with all animal caretaking regulations set forth in Los Angeles County Code Title 10.
Awesome.
The unicorn is given this is number 2. The unicorn is given regular access to sunlight, moonbeams, and rainbows. The unicorn is fed one of its favorite treat, watermelon, at least once each week. The unicorn's horn must be maintained. That's number 4, to be in good health. This requires polishing at least once a month with a soft cloth. And number 5, any sparkles or glitter used on this unicorn must be non-toxic and biodegradable to ensure the unicorn's good health.
That's awesome.
Yes, and they gave her a little like a little plaque, like for responsible pet ownership.
Oh, he sure did. Will redeemed it as well. That's awesome. What am I changing it to now, Will?
Spider gator, no.
Yeah, so it stays Trey with the A till the end of this podcast and next podcast.
Well, if you see he put Trey with an A, he just added on the ends out.
Oh, that's true. He did keep that. Okay, well.
Yes.
There we go.
So.
There we go.
Anyway, I'm taking that story as unicorns are real. And if I get one, I'm going to get a license.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
And apparently in Southern California, I don't know. I thought that was really cool. It was really sweet of the animal control write her back and encourage her.
That's really
get a pet. All right. That's the news stories I found for this week. But what?
Yeah, that's the Borderlands one. The Borderlands unicorn.
Yeah.
Well,
I hope she gets a baby rhinoceros. No. It's a battle unicorn.
Yeah. It's together over.
Which I love what a group of rhinos. Animals have groups.
Right.
Animals in groups, we give them names. Like we give them really cool names, right?
Yeah.
Like I love and like an ambush of tigers, a murder of crows.
Right.
A flamboyance of flamingos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the ambush of tigers. But
that's a great
rhinos
name.
For rhinoceroses, it's crash of rhinos. The crash
really
of
a crash of rhinos.
Crash of rhinos. They can't see more than 3 feet, and they just crash into everything.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Well, making sure I had everything ready for this.
Okay.
Let's talk about your assignment.
Okay.
You played The Beast Inside again last week.
Yeah, got a little bit further.
Yeah, got a little bit further. I was impressed. You had more tenacity this time.
Yes.
Now, granted, the puzzles that you already knew, you breezed through pretty quickly. You remembered those. I do think could have hung the camera for a moment on that window when the figure was outside instead of just immediately turning away. But I was impressed with your progress. When can we change Rundgren's name? We'll work on that one. That'll cost a lot more channel points.
That scares me.
But overall, I think that I think you did really well. I don't actually have any smart complaints to make this time.
Good.
But let's see how you handle your next assignment. As always, I'm going to make the poll here. Why did my mouse just decide? Okay. All right. Calm down. I don't know what's going on here, but mouse is acting really weird. That's a lot of channel points.
Walking around with the big bucks there.
Okay,
Goodness.
there it goes. I don't know
I
what
think it meant
mouse.
as a threat. I have $66,000.
That will be your next assignment or your next name change. I have the channel points. All right, chat. I am getting the pictures real quick to put on screen for the YouTube side. And then we will have this ready. I almost had it all ready in time, but I ran out of time.
You didn't though.
Now again, if you are on the Twitch side and you see the names, or if you're on the YouTube side, don't say them out loud because we want Rundgren not to know what they are till it's time. Change his name to Hurry Up Rundgren. So there's the first one.
Okay.
I did see some people wanting you to play Call of the Sea, but that is not.
Play what again?
Call of the Sea.
Oh. Okay.
Grab this.
But that's not this week?
Not this week.
Okay. Get it up
Why
there,
is it trying to save as an AVIF file? No.
I don't know.
Call of the Sea? That could be interesting.
Yes.
I'll get both these up here, and then I will make the poll.
Yeah. Paul of the Sea is set around Galilee.
Ha-ha!
Oh.
Go back to Call of the Sea? Okay.
There's some demands.
All right. Got 3 minutes. Poll starts now.
All right. Find out what I'm going to play.
I know some people are looking forward to you getting back to I Am Fish, too. So.
Really? Okay. What's that? Maybe it'll come up again.
Rain is coming up again.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Good sign.
Well, the good news is they're both tied right now. So
Ew.
we do still have 2 minutes left on the vote. So it's possible that tie will change. They are currently both tied. And again, for anybody who doesn't know how this works, I've put these into a random number generator. I'm actually really surprised that the bottom one is back again this week. But I do only have a pool of 20 so that I can roll a d20. It's not that surprising, I guess. But anybody that's ever played D&D knows you can get the same number a lot.
Yeah.
No, they're no longer tied. The bottom one is winning by 1 point.
Okay.
Really need to stop making this 3 minutes long.
Probably so. Probably so. Well, while they're voting and thinking, do you have any plugs?
Yeah. I want to plug. Oh, what is it called? I just lost it. I watched a video. I watched a Lotro video. It was of a guy that was going through Char. That's a good choice. The guy that was going through like, hey, here's a quick class overview. Because as you know, I've made some more classes. Here's a quick class overview of what each of the classes can do and what their trait lines look like. And I was like, oh, this is really cool.
Louis 7 or Bright Life?
It might have been Bright Life. It might have been. Sounds familiar. How about you? You got any plugs?
Yeah, I went back. There's a channel. There's a channel called Dimple,
Okay.
and it kind of restores my faith in humanity. There's
Guy for sure. Shout out to Eustace, Pedro Eustace.
right. The the Dimple. What is it? Channel of people who have defected or managed to escape North Korea.
Oh.
And when they make it, if you make it out of North Korea, one, you've probably given up everything,
Right.
your entire family and everything to get out. But they've when you come across, you're going to be taken by the South Korean army, and sometimes you'll be interviewed by both the South Korean and United States Army.
Yeah.
You know, hey, what's going on? How'd you make it out? You know, go through things like that. And it means a lot. I don't know. It bring my faith out in humanity, because these are people that are coming from something that is horrendous. If you are a woman and you make a mistake, they take pliers and will rip a chunk out of your thigh.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of the women that escape, they have pinch marks where a pair of pliers, you know, have taken meat off their body, off their thigh and everything. It's just the reactions, and because they don't go, as far as the world goes, they don't go that far.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different life. And it's just very interesting, the reflections that they have on it, the reactions that they have to different things.
That's cool.
Kind of keeps me grounded.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me know what I take for granted.
Right.
But that's the one I have.
Okay.
DIMPLE.
The vote has finished, and it was a tie on Twitch, but we had a YouTube vote that makes it not a tie.
Okay.
The game that you'll be playing is Rustler.
Rustler.
And I will send you
like the cheap Walmart pants?
Well, sorta.
Okay. And get ready some Rustlers. Generic Wranglers.
Code.
They're ordered.
Sometimes they're ordered, bring them back.
Okay.
Sure, North Korea would love to order them to bring them back. But if they can get out of it, I'm sure they try not to do that.
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes you might not have any.
Yeah, it's not a great, doesn't seem like a great situation. From an outsider's view, from somebody looking, the South Korea seems to have like so much, you know, going on. They've got, you know, bands that go around their media and stuff is worldwide known. It's just a really weird situation.
I think you're going to like this game. I'm going to give you the genre now.
Okay.
It is an indie action racing adventure RPG. And the tagline is Grand Theft Horse.
Okay. All right. We'll see. We will see tomorrow what's going on.
We'll find out there. Real quick, before we close out here tonight, I did want to give a quick shout out to all of you. We got our Twitch numbers in. Ooh, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
We got our Twitch numbers in.
Okay.
Twitch recap, and I want to highlight some of these here because it's pretty great.
All right.
We had 141 broadcasts over the last year, which, if we keep up our regular schedule, is going to be a lot more next year because we started a couple new shows this year.
If you did.
Just on Twitch, YouTube hasn't given me the numbers yet, but just on Twitch, you all watched 704 hours of us this year.
Wow, thank you.
That is mind-boggling. Thank you so much. Big shout out to y'all.
Right.
That is incredible to me. The highest comment per user that we had during a stream was 23, which that's a lot of comments. That's a lot of chat. So appreciate that so much. our viewers earned 283,000 channel points. Most of which sounds like was Will. Then we got 13,000 chat messages just on Twitch. And this is the one that boggles my mind. Specifically, I don't get to know what they are for every category, and I wish I did. I'd love to know where we're at in like the Lotro category. But we're in the top 2% of podcasts on Twitch.
Well, yes.
I'm not gonna cry, but like, that makes me legitimately emotional, you know, like just. That's because of y'all. We would not be able to get there on our own. Thank you so much. That's incredible, man.
Nice.
I'm legitimately like, oh, thank you so much. So yeah, next year even more, right? We're just gonna knock it out. We're gonna hit top 1%.
Okay, work on it.
Oh,
We'll work on it.
But yeah, thank you all so much. We couldn't do this without you. And just, you may say, well, I didn't do any of that chatting because I'm watching on YouTube, or I wasn't a part of any of that because I'm on YouTube. That's okay. Like you're still. Oh, thank you so much. You're still part of this too, right? This is a joint effort. Everybody watching together is what lets us be able to get these records, and it means a lot.
Nice.
If you donate, if you sub, if you subscribe to Patreon, whatever, all that is great. But just watching means so much. Thank you.
Right on.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
With Grand Theft Wrestler. Thursday, we'll be back talking about the 1D&D Cleric.
Yes.
Have fun, Dark.
Take care of your stuff, Dark.
Friday, we'll be back with building. We're going to be building the Crossbone X1.
Fair enough.
I understand. I don't blame you at all. Monday, we'll be back with more Lotro.
Yes.
And then, hopefully, with the story quest, we got to hydrate. And then Tuesday, we'll be back with the regular podcast. That is the Crossbone X1, Dark, from Crossbone Gundam, the manga. This over here is now all 40K stuff because my cats were trying to eat them. I found halfway across the house, so they're all now here safe.
Okay.
But the Gundams we build are going to keep going in the background up there. You can see the Heavy Arms is back there, the Barbados is up there, the Unicorn's up there. They're going to keep going in the background up there. So.
Sweet.
Anything else you wanted to say before we go?
No. Appreciate everybody watching. You know how I feel about you. You're absolutely special. Took thousands of years and millions of people to create you. Never been anything like you. Never will be again.
Right.
The fact you spend time with us is amazing. Appreciate it.
So until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been Rungan.
We've been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember to always enjoy the spectrum that life has to offer.